Now we'll start factoring ax² plus bx plus c. In this one, we have a number that is multiplied by x². Let's take our first example. We have 3x² plus 16x plus 15. This is the A, this is B, this is C. Now, we said that we have to find out whether the 3 or the 15 are perfect squares, the first term and the last term, and they are not. So now let's start with our table. Now the table here is different. It's not between C and B. It's between C times A and B. C times A. Let's take here to be this one 5, sorry. So 3 times 5 is 15. And B is equal to 16. Now the same thing. We have to find numbers. If we multiply it by each other, will give us 15. 15 is the product of 1 times 15 and 3 times 5. As we said in the previous one, we didn't have an A here. We have to know the signs of those numbers. What is the sign here? It's positive, which means that those two numbers, they either have both they are positive or they are both negative. What will tell us that? The sign of B. The sign of B is what? Positive, which means both of those numbers are positive numbers. So 1 plus 15 is 16, 3 and 5 is 8. We need a 16, so those are the numbers that we will use. If you remember in the first one, we used to do it right away. Just open the bracket and put the numbers. But in this one, it's a little bit different. We said we're going to use the box way and we're not going to use the book way because the book way it takes a lot of time. So we'll draw a box. Let's just remember that we chose the 1 and the 15. Draw our box. Now, we write the first term in this corner, which is 3x². We write the last term in the last one, which is 5. Now, the one in the middle, we will write it as the sum of those two numbers that we already chose. So actually, 16x is 15x plus 1x. Wherever we write them, it's not a problem. So let's write 15x here and 1x here. Again, it's not a problem where we write. We can write the 15x here and the x here. It will not affect our work. Now, in this box, we will factor all the rows and all the columns. We will factor the rows on the right, on the left, and we will factor the columns up. So now let's start. Between 3 and here a number, we have nothing, it's 1. Between x² and x, we have x. 1 times x, it's x. Now, it's important to know what are the signs here. We have all positive signs. Now, if you factor up, the sign that is actually touching this, it's very important because it is the sign that we will use. What is the sign of 15? It's positive, so we write it here. Between 5 and 15, the greatest common factor is 5. X, we have nothing, so this is our first factor. Now let's factor on the left. Between 3 and 15, the greatest common factor is 3. Between x² and x, the greatest common factor is x. And again, we have a positive sign. Now, between x and 5, we have no greatest common factor, which means it's 1. What's the sign here that is touching this line? It's positive, so plus 1. And this is our second factor. Now let's write them down. So we actually have x plus 5, which is up. And the second factor is 3x plus 1. Now let's try to check. 3x times x is 3x squared. 1 times 5 is 5. Now the one in the middle is the 2 far and the 2 near. X times 1 is x. Plus 5 times 3 is 15x, which is 16x. So our work is correct. Let's do the box one more time. Draw the box. We write the first term up, the last term down with their signs. For 16x, if you remember, we chose 15x and x. Okay, I'll switch them so you know that it doesn't make a difference. So we'll put the x here and the 15x. They have positive signs. Now we'll try to factor the first column. We said up and to the left. Now between 3 and 15, we have 3, x squared and x. The greatest common factor is x. Between x and 5, we don't have nothing in common, so the greatest common factor is 1. What is the sign that is touching the line? It's plus, so we add plus. Now, between 3 and 1, nothing. Between x squared and x, it's x. What is the sign that is touching here? It's positive. Again, between 15 and 5, we have 5. We have nothing. What is the sign that is touching the line? It's positive. So our factors are 3x plus 1 and x plus 5, which were the same as the one that we got before. Now, let's do another one. Another example. 12